Story 1. While driving, when you let someone into your lane, they give you a little wave of thanks. Oh, and especially when motorcycles are splitting lanes, which is legal in California, I move over to the shoulder to give them more space, and they return the gesture. That just makes my day. Story 2. Hearing a family member laugh in another part of the house. Story 3. My precious kitty comes up to see me when I get home, all excited and wanting to be held. Story 4. Yesterday at my job site, instead of the usual coffee truck that shows up for lunch, a barbecue food truck arrived. I was able to get an amazing Southern-style pulled pork sandwich. It made my entire week. Story 5. Receiving upvotes on my comments does not mean anything, but it is nice to know that a human or a chatbot took the time to acknowledge my existence. Story 6. Is there any drop of positivity in this world at this point? Seems so sparse these days. Story 7. Hugs and kisses from my husband fill my heart with happiness all day long. The best part is waking up next to my soulmate. I am forever grateful. Story 8. Seeing a cool animal by accident. Zoos and farms do not count. For example, spotting an owl or a deer on my drive home instantly makes my day. Story 9. When I have been frustrated by a problem I could not figure out and then a solution pops into my mind for no reason. Story 10. I look forward to climbing into bed at the end of the day with fresh sheets. I take showers at night, and there is nothing better than a clean body and clean pajamas in a cozy bed. Story 11. Consideration seems to be becoming less common. Story 12. I enjoy leaving my bedroom in the morning to an aroma-filled apartment. Roasted beans and hot water prepared by someone else fill my soul. Story 13. Something that has been bothering you for at least a day is quickly resolved by a conversation. You realize you were ruminating for nothing. Story 14. Someone smiling and offering me something. It does not have to be extravagant. A pat on the back helps. Story 15. I am alone, laughing out loud. I hate going to work and socializing for money. Story 16. I am a teacher, and when the kids are so sweet, it brightens my day. Story 17. Every time I get paid, I take my dog to the chicken shop for a rotisserie chicken as a treat. The bank I use, Monzo, makes a kaching money bag sound. As soon as it sounds, my dog jumps up, kisses me on the lips, and wags his tail like a helicopter. I love him so much. My income is sporadic, so I never know when money is coming, but as soon as it arrives, I love how he knows he is in for something special. Story 18. I work at a grocery store and buy stickers to give to the children. That was always my favorite part of going to the store with my parents when I was little. I have a variety of stickers for the children to choose from, and they love them. Many of the kids now know to come to me for a sticker when I am working. Story 19. My wife pours 2 glasses of ice water for me every morning, and it makes me feel more loved than almost anything I have ever experienced. Story 20. You did an excellent job. Your effort and attention to detail really show. Be proud of what you accomplished. Story 21. I turned on my electric candles. Real candles gave me carbon monoxide headaches, so I use electric ones. The point is to enjoy the little things in life. My candles do that for me. Story 22. Cartoons I watched as a child often play in the background when I want to relax and not think about anything. Story 23. A very satisfying bowel movement after finishing my coffee while it was still hot. Story 24. A message letting me know that someone is thinking of me and that I matter to them. Story 25. I enjoy learning and trying new things. Whenever I go to a restaurant, I try to find something I have never had before. That's how I learned that Monte Cristo is absolutely amazing. It didn't sound good, but every bite was a journey from sweet to savory. Story 26. When my kids act like kids. The other day my daughter wanted to jump on my stomach. I said no. Then she told me to lie down and go to sleep. I told her I knew she was trying to trick me. She asked how, and I said I could see her thoughts in her eyes. Now when I ask her a question, she stares at me with wide eyes and says nothing. Story 27. I found an old $10 bill in the pocket of a coat I have not worn since last season. Story 28. A small act of kindness can be anything. Story 29. A smile goes a long way. I do not see many people, so seeing happy people makes my day better. Story 30. My wife's morning kiss and my grandson's hug give me happiness, joy, love, and energy. Story 31. A hug from my favorite person and how excited my cats always are to see me. Story 32. My blood pressure is in the green. I have to check it twice every day after a recent diabetes diagnosis because it had been borderline hypertensive. Lately it bounces between good and okay, and checking it is my least favorite part of the day. It is okay most of the time, but when it is in the green, it feels like whatever I'm doing is working. Story 33. My morning fruit smoothie. Half an avocado, 1 banana, quinoa seeds, peanuts, and mixed nuts. Lindt dark chocolate, protein powder, creatine, plant-based milk. Story 34. I love it when a coworker brews coffee and the pot is full and hot when I walk into the kitchen. Story 35. I do not touch any alcohol if I have work or another significant obligation the next day. I am 51 and I enjoy drinking. Until a few months into the pandemic, I drank on whichever evenings I felt like it. I enjoyed the buzz, especially after a hard day. Then one day I stopped. I became tired of waking up for work groggy, dehydrated, and badly rested. I disliked being grouchy and on the back foot during a Microsoft Teams call or when dealing with a sudden work emergency. I was done checking my bank balance and realizing there was always less than I expected. I used to drink every day or every other day. Without alcohol, I used the freed up time to study for and pass 2 professional qualifications: Information Technology Infrastructure Library version 4 and Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. Now I reserve alcohol for weekends and holidays. It has been more than 5 years since I changed this pattern, and I still relish waking up feeling rested, alert, and refreshed. If you think you would benefit from cutting back, stop. Keep drinking for weekends or, better, for special occasions. It is easy. If you drink every day or every other day, you are making life harder. Alcohol may make you feel good, but it is not necessarily your friend. Story 36. I let my dogs out for their morning potty break, and the brat does not immediately gobble the cat food. The life of an older cat and dog lady. Story 37. When my cat curls up next to me out of nowhere, it does not matter what kind of day I am having. That little purr just fixes everything for a bit. Story 38. Seeing people stop to notice the beauty of nature, looking at flowers, the night sky, and so on. Story 39. When I cannot remember a song and then finally remember it after a few hours or days. Story 40. When my dog first gets up in the morning and sees me, she wags her whole butt. Story 41. Not just coffee. That moment you get a really good cup. It might be the same black coffee, but something makes you think, this is really good. Story 42. When my coffee tastes exactly right, the perfect first sip resets my whole mood. Story 43. Seeing the stock market is up instantly makes my day better. Story 44. Someone appreciating a nice response on Microsoft Teams instead of criticizing. Story 45. My little cat loves to run up to me in the mornings. It's probably because she's hungry, but seeing her meow, purr, and rub against me just makes my day, whether it's a school day or not. Story 46. I enjoy my cats, candy, and my mobile when I am watching a movie. I do not use Facebook, Instagram, or similar apps. Story 47. One of my classes is going well. The students are respectful and we get to banter a little. Then I don't care as much if the students in the next group misbehave. Story 48. How excited your dog is to see you when you get home from work. Story 49. The United Parcel Service truck shows up at my house and the driver starts unloading new stereo equipment. Story 50. The first breath I notice when waking up, followed by all the others. Story 51. The greeting I get from my dogs the minute I walk through the door. That feeling of unconditional love. Story 52. A hug and a kiss on the forehead from my husband. He is therapy at times. Story 53. My wife, my kids reaching out unexpectedly, pets, and music. One thing stands out. Story 54. There is one thing located between a woman's legs that instantly makes my day. Do you know what it is? Story 55. When a woman I don't know smiles at me, I love it. It's not the same when men do it because that happens a lot. When women, especially attractive ones, smile, it feels meaningful. Story 56. I read it as smell and was ready to answer coffee, but I was caught off guard by the top comment. I think I will still stick with coffee. Story 57. Seeing 200 grams less on my scale in the morning. Having enough hot water to take a bath without measuring every mug I pour. Opening my drawer and being free to choose any underwear because none are torn. Getting a great mobile data signal on my phone. Seeing the text message notification with a green plus symbol indicating cash has been credited to my account. It does not matter how small the amount is. Reaching for my water bottle when I am thirsty and finding the water at the perfect temperature I love. Story 58. Climbing into bed after a shower, with fresh sheets, feels wonderful. Story 59. A walk outside, seeing friends and spending time with my family. Story 60. If I've been having an especially bad day, playing the chorus from that stupid song "'Cause You Had a Bad Day" usually gives me a chuckle. Story 61. I get home from work, let my dogs out, and sit on the patio while they run and play for a bit. Story 62. If I see a small child or toddler, I'll make a scary face. Seeing the terror in their eyes brings me peace. Story 63. Watching a sunset, listening to your favorite song, smiling, sunshine through fall leaves, holding hands with someone you care about. Story 64. Someone sees whatever fan or silly shirt I'm wearing and smiles. Bonus points if I make a kid's day by matching heroes. If you've never had a 7-year-old gushing because you're both wearing Spider-Man shirts, you're missing out on pure joy. Story 65. I make my bed first thing. My narcissistic girlfriend used to make it every day, and now I take pride in doing it myself. Story 66. Any small win first thing in the morning is a reason to get up. Story 67. Just fucking smile. I don't care if you're in a crap mood. Just try to curve your mouth into a smile. Everyone seems so miserable now. I need to know people are at least trying to show decency. Story 68. The little smile my husband gives when he sees me after he's been at work all day has been the same every day for the last 5 years, and no matter how hard a day either of us has had, it makes all the difference. Story 69. Every morning I go on YouTube and play 1920s music with a fun backdrop on the television. It sets the tone for a great day. Story 70. I quietly sip coffee in the morning and watch the birds outside my window. Story 71. Waking up without pain, being able to eat without feeling sick, and my baby smiling and giggling with me. Story 72. For me, it is not insignificant. I would say a puff of that crazy cigarette. Story 73. When a passing dog makes direct eye contact with me, gives a small tail wag, and keeps walking. Story 74. I am not encountering any aggressive drivers on the road while heading to work. Story 75. I listen to music before dropping my daughter off at school, and we sing out loud together. Story 76. When I greet a stranger with a random hello and they smile back, it feels like it pulls both of us out of the hellscape and into a momentary flash of humanity. Story 77. While waiting in line for groceries, someone let me go ahead because I was only buying a handful of items. Story 78. Simply getting my coffee at the right sweetness and bitterness. Story 79. That shower at the end of the day always puts me in a good mood. It's a bonus if I have fresh sheets to crawl into. Story 80. Finding $1 on the ground feels trivial now, but I still twiddle my fingers and say, "Oh ho, do not mind if I do." Story 81. A freshly brewed pour-over with plenty of time to sit and finish it. Story 82. My dog comes from another room just to give me kisses and lie with me. He leaves his spot because he wants me. Story 83. Going to a nice bar, sitting down with a drink, putting on my headphones, and listening to my music selection to escape for an hour or two. Story 84. Seeing my wife lying next to our 2 cats feels quiet, peaceful, and simple, yet so heartwarming. Story 85. I have lunch with my wife when I am working nearby. It is always lovely to see her in the middle of the day. Story 86. A compliment from my boss. Being told that what I am doing is valued is almost just as motivating as my paycheck. Story 87. Dropping the kids off at school and being with them for lineup and school announcements sets my mood for the day. Any moment I can squeeze out of their little kid phase I will take. Story 88. When someone is friendly or kind, it makes me feel like my existence on this earth matters. Story 89. A friendly stranger who does something kind, like smiling or holding the door, is so rare these days. Story 90. My horse chooses to spend time with me. He is probably looking for treats, but it is still nice. He does not like being with other horses. He prefers human company and the ability to see horses across the fence, which is very rare. It is nice to know he would rather spend time with me than graze. Story 91. When someone randomly says something nice or funny, small things like that really change my mood. Story 92. A hug from my husband. We both work from home and often take hug breaks where we hold each other tightly. It is very refreshing and instantly brightens our moods. Story 93. Free food tastes amazing no matter what it is. Story 94. Sending 100 freedom seeds downrange. Happy Halloween, everyone. Story 95. That first sip of coffee in the morning, seeing my dog get excited for no reason, or getting a random, "hope you're doing good," text from someone I care about. Those small moments somehow flip the whole mood of the day instantly. Story 96. I enjoy making people laugh. One of my favorite things is making my best friend laugh so hard that her stomach hurts. Story 97. The smell of an old-school Scottish bakery. There is nothing like it. Story 98. Some people are happy with roses on their piano. Personally, I prefer tulips on the organ. Story 99. My cat is cuddling with me. He very rarely does. Here he is. His name is Moose. Story 100. When people are friendly to me, even with something small like saying hello or smiling, I appreciate it. Brownie points if they say my name too. Story 101. I suppose the place where I work provides the candy I prefer. Dark chocolate or Three Musketeers. Story 102. Meditation or sitting alone in the sunlight right after waking up for 10 to 15 minutes makes my entire day better. Story 103. Waking up while it's still dark and sitting in the glow of the living room twinkle lights with a cup of milky tea is quiet and peaceful. It is the best start to the day ever. Story 104. My cat jumps into bed with me first thing in the morning. I know she just wants me to feed her, but it starts my day off right. Story 105. My little kitty gets so happy and excited when I come home, and he cuddles me almost every night. He has been sick the past few days, and his cuddling on my chest while we sleep is the absolute best. Story 106. If only I could answer this without violating community standards. Laughing out loud. Story 107. When my beloved smiles at me, her nose crinkles, and it is the cutest thing ever. Story 108. Light the wood stove with one match. Or better still, when there are enough coals in the stove, light it without matches. Story 109. Listening to a few well-chosen soundtracks makes my day better. I know I am not the only one who feels this way. Story 110. My girlfriend's breasts. Everyone can relate to this. Story 111. That's nice, but have you tried coffee that is actually good? Not the instant coffee most people drink. Story 112. I walk in from work and see my dog waiting at the door. She does a quick spin, then runs to her toy box to bring me a toy. It is usually the same toy we played with most recently. It melts my heart that she is so excited to see me and that she tries to figure out which toy I like best. She is 13 and I have had her since she was a puppy. I can see the signs that she is starting to slow down, but she is never too tired to greet me. Story 113. That first hug in the morning. The first sip of Pete's French vanilla coffee. Best day ever. Story 114. Seeing my cat. Playing guitar even if it's only for 5 minutes. Story 115. Food, sunshine, coffee, all the green lights on the way to work. The closest parking spot. Puppies. It does not take much. Story 116. Honestly, when my spouse surprises me with coffee, it always makes my day. Story 117. Reading a book as the sun goes down, with my favorite candles and soft music. Story 118. Seeing my partner, giving her a long hug and a kiss, and laughing with her. Hugging my mum. A small, sincere compliment also means a lot. Story 119. My wife of 20 years is telling me that we are going to watch horror movies naked tonight. Story 120. When you do not feel good about how you look but someone says, "You look good today," it makes me smile. Story 121. I love to see old grandfathers carrying their grandchildren's pink backpacks and the kids chatting away. Story 122. Birds sing in the early hours of daybreak. No matter how dark the night, how cold the rain and wind, even after a winter storm, their song gives me hope and joy. Story 123. My pets are excited to see me even if I am gone for an hour. Screw these losers who broke our contract and forced us to drive to a post office to sit and work without anyone who does what I do. I can't wait to have enough to quit. And no, I'm not teaching anyone a damn thing either. My only immediate priority is to never deal with any database nonsense ever again. Until then, I will quietly disengage and do the bare minimum. I love my sweet pets and the calm they bring me. Story 124. My 5-year-old daughter runs out to meet me on the front porch when I get home from work. It is the best part of my day. Story 125. I got to pet a 4-month-old golden retriever the other day. Pure joy. Story 126. Receiving a text from someone and knowing they are thinking of you. Story 127. When you wave at a young child in public and they excitedly wave back. Story 128. I opened the fridge and my favorite cold drink was there. I did not buy it, but my partner got it. Story 129. I need to start dressing cuter. Maybe invest in cute loungewear since I am always at home. Story 130. A sincere smile from a passing stranger. Not much else. Story 131. Once a former girlfriend woke me up with oral sex. It was a good day. Imagine your alarm clock being a hot oral encounter. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.